good evening in the States and it's good afternoon in Japan. How you doing? This is Gray from Wakazashi's Tea House. Let me know if my mic's on because I can't tell because mamma mia, I've got a hangover. Before I get into my review of Punisher Warzone, which by the way, how was this film not a box office smash? Can anyone tell me how and why did this film bomb when it came out? And why has it got such crappy scores, on the critics review sites? I have no idea. Before I get into my review, shall I tell you about last night? Last night, I'm talking, for me, was Friday, because I'm in Japan, I'm in the future. It's currently Saturday, 1:09 p.m. Very, very dry. I've got 2 big glasses of water next to me. No beer, I'm afraid. No shochu, nos. I'm just trying to oh my god, I nearly swore then. You can't swear, can you, for the first 30 seconds? Oh, we're okay. Unmind job my mind, because I lost it. It was a local beer festival, which happens the final Friday of every month. We have it, it's only a small thing. It's next to this, a supermarket? No, not supermarket. Next to a big department store in the centre of Yanago City, which is like tiny, really small. And I went there for the first time in a few months, so yeah, it was great. Had too many strong beers and went to bed very late, and now I feel like absolute hell. Serves me right, doesn't it? Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. Anyway, it's great to see you in the chat. Wow, look at all these people. What's going on? Right at the beginning, we had Your Barmy dropping a membership. Thank you. Became a YouTube member of the Yojimbo level. Usagi Yojimbo. Thanks for that, mate. I really appreciate it. We've got Nosferatu, my favourite Oni-chan. Oni-chan? Let me get this right. Jana. I always want to say Jana, but hey, what can I do? It rhymes with Grey, Jay. Sorry. Jana, good to see you. We also have, where are we? Zaxx in the house. Good to see you, Zaxx. Oh, mate, Zaxx, you got to help me, man. You got to help me. I'm on my own. I'm dying here. Courtney as well. It's Courtney's Fellowship of Oddballs. How are you doing, darling? Are you good? Are you Genki? That's the question. And who else is here? Oh my goodness, it's Copa Catania. How you doing, man? Awesome. The link's in the members chat. Anyone can drop in. You're welcome. As I say, you don't have to have seen the movie. In fact, if you haven't seen the movie, it's probably even better. Just ask Zaxx. He's an expert in that. He gives great reviews for movies that he hasn't seen. Oh my god, the secret's out. Sorry, Zaxx, but yeah, no, he will admit it live on air. No problem there. The lovely Sherry's here as well. Great to see you. Are you good, Sherry? Are you Genki? Yeah, okay. I'm not so Genki today. Can you tell by my voice? You can hear it's got a bit of a gravelly sound. Oh my god. It was, a beer festival. Then it was a bar after that called Ami-chan. Nice bar. Lots of young people go there. I was the grandpa. I was the old man at the bar, at the counter with a friend. Then to another bar called Bar Otani, which is really cool. There's often live music in there. It's very small, local. And where was next? Then onto a snack. I actually went to a karaoke snack and I was thinking of Nosferatu the whole time. I was like, Nos, where are you, mate? You should be with me. You should be here in the snack bar singing, God, I can't remember what we sang, but we sang some songs. We sang some songs, man. That's why I've got the gravelly voice. Weird Science Comics. Great to see you, man. I give it, I haven't seen it out of 10. I tell you, to go back to the movie yet, so Punisher Warzone. I watched this, I think, years ago. It came out in 2008, and it's kind of a reboot rather than an official sequel to the classic Punisher from 2004. Now, that's the one with, what's he called? Oh my god. I tell you, stream brain. That's not the one with Dolph Lundgren, is it? The Dolph Lundgren one was out even like a long time before that. I think that was out in the 80s. Anyway, let me know in the chat. But yeah, this Punisher Warzone 2008, it's kind of reboot of the original. It stars the wonderful and sorely missed Ray Stevenson. Ray Stevenson, rest in peace. He's great in this. He gives a very stoic performance. I like that word. Very stoic. And I tell you, I'd forgotten who was in this. Was Dominic West, who plays Billy Jigsaw Rizzotti. How good is he in this? He just hams it up. He goes for it. And how good is the makeup? Amazing. It blew my mind. Like his facial jigsaw makeup. Wow. Don't you just love practical effects? Where are we? So yeah, no, so I was out on the tiles, not on my own, thank goodness, with a friend, and yeah, it ended well. It was good, you know. Don't remember getting home though. One of those nights. Dolph Lundgren. I tell you what, I'm gonna have to look it up now, Jim. The original Punisher. Let's have a look. The first movie, which I've seen it, but I don't remember. It's a long, long time ago. Where are we? Okay, this is it. 1989. 1989. Wow. Gray was 16 back then. I was 16. I was young and still pure and innocent. What are you talking about? It was directed by Mark Goldblatt and it starred Dolph Lundgren as the Punisher. So yeah, we had that one. Then when's the next one? 2002. Oh no, wait a minute. This is the comic. Where am I going? Oh my god, Wikipedia. You're sending me all over the place. Where are we? Okay, got it. The second Punisher movie was 2004. And where are we? Thomas Jane, that's it. I can never remember his name. Thomas Jane I thought was really good in that. That was a good movie. Well, this one is the 2008 version. So let me know in the chat, have you seen it? Have you seen the movie? If you have, did you enjoy it? Can you believe the crazy poor reviews? Like, what's going on there? Okay. Courtney's saying I went to play pool tonight and they carded me. I didn't have my ID. It didn't get in. What? That's because you look so young, Courtney. You've been eating sashimi like me, lots of fresh fish and fresh vegetables. That's why, you know, I'm 50 but I look 49. Fantastic. We've got Nosferatu saying, Copa, Zaxx once countered Thanos' snap just by flexing his shoulders. It's true. It's a true story. So yeah, Courtney, you're convinced there are 0 perks to turning old. Yeah, I don't know. I think you can get away with things a bit more when you're older, can't you? People kind of forgive you, maybe. Don't ask Mrs. Wakizashi, whatever you do. Yes, I think so, Jim. Thomas Jane was really good in the 2004 one. I really enjoyed that, but I'd forgotten this one, the 2008 one, the Ray Stevenson one. I'd forgotten how violent it is. It's completely mad, isn't it? It's completely over the top, but I loved it. Great to see Dwayne Muth in the chat. Good to see you, man. I hope you're reading some good comics. Okay, Nosferatu saying, I've only seen this movie once, but I remember it being ultra violent compared to the bundle of sticks Travolta one before. Yeah, it is very, very violent, and it got slapped with was it a hard R rating? I was reading the some of the like info about the making of the movie, and it had quite a few problems, didn't it? I heard the studio, which was Lionsgate, were interfering a lot, and they wanted to try and bring it down to a PG-13 for the Punisher. What are you doing? This is back in the days before Disney, you know, bought Marvel and like ruined everything. So yeah, there's no way you could release this as a PG-13. Well, you could, but it wouldn't be the same movie. Where are we? Here we go. Creative conflicts for Punisher Warzone. So this is it. The director, who I didn't even know, is Lexi Alexander. Lexi Alexander is a German, Palestinian film and TV director. She's a martial artist. Respect us. She's a former World Karate Association world champion in karate point fighting. Is that where you do like, where you start to do karate and then you point? I don't know. And she also directed the British football hooligan movie, which is called, where are we? Green Street. Is it Green Street or Green Street Hooligans? Elijah Wood was in that. Mr. Frodo, what are you doing? Unbelievable. But yeah, where I'm at, I'm all over the place, aren't I? So there were rumours that the director was going to be taken off the movie, but she said that was all nonsense. It was Lionsgate Studios, and they were interfering so much. Where are we? Okay, this is it. So just forgive me while I read a little bit from Wikipedia. On August the 15th, this is back in 2008, Latino Review reported that Lionsgate would be editing the film to receive a PG-13 rating. The director of photography, Steve Gaynor, later claimed that the film will be R, and that Alexander, the director, is still on board the project. And then we got on October, so a few months later, IGN confirmed that Alexander was not fired from the movie, based on an official statement they received from Lionsgate. And then we have an interview from December 2008, which is when the movie came out. Alexander confirmed that she had had serious battles with Lionsgate, but denied that she was ever officially off the film. My name was never off, nor would I want it taken off, nor did it ever get a pink slip. The truth is that we had probably the same discussions that any other film has. End of quote. So despite the much publicised discourse, Alexander says she's extremely happy, in quotes, with the final film. It came at a price, I would say, but I made the film I wanted on the screen. I think personally, in my opinion, it would have been very dangerous to put a compromise on the screen for my own career and for the promises I made to these actors, who I talked into joining the film. I don't really care that it was an uphill battle. I'm glad with what's on the screen. There we go. And then later on, this is 2015, so quite a few years later, she said in another interview, Marvel, at that time, 2008, before Disney, Marvel was an equal partner, but unfortunately, there were creative decision conflicts. Marvel would let Lionsgate be the tiebreaker. I always regretted that I made a Marvel movie this way because 99% of their notes were much better than the studio's. There we go. And it's also been noted that Alexander said she did not have final cut privilege on the film. That's too bad. Okay, where are we? High current comment. Hot take on Disney. That's right. Cope is saying any movie that blows up Parker Goobers with a rocket is a 10 out of 10 for me. Tell you what, how many crazy over the top scenes are in this, but that's how it should be, isn't it? That's how it should be. It's the Punisher, for goodness sake. Yeah, Dwayne, I know Disney in the toilet, or they are the toilet. What have they done? What have they done to everything? What are they doing to everything? And Nosferatu is correcting me because he didn't like my very poor Oyaji gag, my poor Oji-san joke. Point karate is when you land the first strike, you get a point, and you both get reset. Okay, nice one. You did a bit as a kid. Cool. I used to do karate. No, it's many years ago. I did karate for a while. Back in Manchester, I did kung fu. I even did ninjutsu, if you can believe that. I don't even know if it was a real thing. I don't think it was officially sanctioned by the Japanese Ninjutsu Association. But yeah, did ninjutsu for a while. And I've been doing jujutsu, like Neo from The Matrix. But I didn't download it into my brain. I actually practiced it for 10 years. I got pretty good, but I've not been recently, have to admit. The people who I train with at the moment, it's not the best, so anyway. Latino Review used to have a ton of scoops. Really? Weird Science Comics, Jim. Okay, I don't even know the website, I don't even know the name. I don't want to comment about that. Jana. Okay, thanks, Nos. Point karate is basically what they showed in Karate Kid, one of my favourite movies. Ralph Macchio, not the Marvel Comics writer, by the way. The director was a world kickboxing champion. That is hot. And you know what, Zaxx? When I was looking up her details, I found out she's actually a year younger than me. She was born in 1974. What have I done with my life? What have I done? I've done nothing, have I? Weird Science Comics saying, I did Jim Kata. Or was it Jim Carter? Jim Carter with a British accent. Okay, someone's got to come in and save me. Save me, anybody. Anybody out there? Should I get back to the review? Okay, where are we? Let's share my screen. I've got some photos from the movie prepared. Is there anybody out there? Yeah, Zaxx, I think there was a Taken TV series, but someone took it. Okay, so I had to pause on this. The opening credits, Ray Stevenson. He's one of those guys that, like, you've seen him in a lot of things. I mean, unless you're an actual big fan of him, but you don't realise who he is, I think, until later on. I didn't realise who he was until, believe it or not, RRR. Saw him in that. I was like, oh my God, who is this guy? He's awesome. And then I looked back and I saw all the things he'd been in. It's like, wow, Ray Stevenson, he's been in loads of stuff. And big respect to Ray Stevenson. Listen to this. It says that prior to filming, Ray Stevenson read every available issue of The Punisher Max. He also underwent endurance, martial arts, weapons training, and yeah, of course, like a lot of fight practice, fight choreography training. But yeah, go back to that. He actually read the comic book. Can you believe it? An actor reading the source material before they, star in the movie or the TV series or whatever. Fantastic. Big respect to Ray for that. That's brilliant. Where are we? So yeah, and again, going back to the big surprising news, I didn't realise how much it had bombed. Apparently the budget was 35 million, which is back in 2008, before Marvel had the big deal, so it's quite a lot of money back then. And it only made 10. It made 10 million in the box office. That's crazy, isn't it? And another good thing about the movie, it's short. It's only just over an hour 40, I think, an hour and 30 or 40 minutes. Man, I miss the days of short movies, don't you? I really do. Okay, who else is here? We've got Adega Outlaw. Adega, how you doing? Thanks for that, mate. Peace to you too. That's a Japanese peace sign, by the way, which everybody does for photos, especially the children, the students. They always do this. And sometimes they turn it around because they don't know what that means in England. I love it. Where are we? Nay's in the chat. Nay, what are you doing up? It's too early for you, isn't it, this time? I don't know where we are either. No idea. And good old Jim, the hardest working YouTuber out there at the moment, from Weird Science Comics, says Frank Castle, Punisher Max was pretty good. Do you know what? I've got to admit, I think I've only read the first few issues, Jim, and it's a long time ago. The one that I did enjoy was the Garth Ennis run. Now, forgive me if that is Punisher Max. It probably is, isn't it? Because what do I know about comics? I've only got a comic review YouTube channel, but yeah, I never really got into the character. I did like, what was the one? Chuck Dixon did a short, I don't know if it was a mini-series or whether it was like an issue. Was it a Punisher issue? Did he do an issue where it was the Nam? Which, by the way, if you've never read that, the Nam by Marvel Comics, back in the days when Marvel made good comics, it's a really good comic series about, Vietnam. I loved that as a kid. I think I was, how old was I? I must have been a teenager when I was buying that. Back in the days of buying Daredevil, Spider-Man, and of course DC, Batman, Detective Comics. They were my main ones before I got into Vertigo, but I'm waffling, I'm getting sidetracked. Nathan is saying habitually awake because early daily grind. Are you working today, mate? It's Saturday, isn't it, for you too? I've got the day off, and thank goodness for that, because tell you what, there's no way I could have gone into work this morning. Well, I could have, but whew, I'd have been knocking people out with me breath from 10 paces. Nathra is saying he'll come on if we have an 8-hour, I can never pronounce this. Is it Deus Ex conversation? Is that right? Deus Ex Machina. I never know how to pronounce that. Hey Nay, hey Nos. Good to see you all in the chat. So, I'm stuck on that photo, aren't I? Let me move along. Move along. Punisher Warzone. You can tell by the credits, by the opening credits, it's going to be awesome. Straight away, I was in right from the start. And here we have the fantastic McNulty from The Wire. That's where I knew him most from, and I saw The Wire, of course, after I'd seen this movie originally the first time, so I had no idea who he was the first time I watched it, but I like him in this. He's good. In the beginning, I wasn't quite sure if this character, I thought, wait a minute, is he the Punisher? Is this Ray Stevenson? It's like, no, it doesn't look like Ray Stevenson. What am I like? And we get our first introduction to Frank Castle, Ray Stevenson's version, the Punisher. This is it, a long shot outside this weird-looking mansion, is it? Mansion on the hill, taking out the solitary guard who's outside. I mean, I don't know, there might have been more around the back, but yeah, he takes him out easily. And it sets up the movie for how brutal it's going to be. Well, the opening scenes, going back to Jigsaw, what does he do? He Does he smack her or what? No, he grabs her. He does Ezra Miller, doesn't he? Ezra Miller's his girlfriend, or whoever she is, his companion, as we say in Japan, for the night, because she goes to like straighten his hair or just do something. Doesn't like that. Doesn't like being touched. He grabs her around the neck. It's like do I mess around with your makeup? So you know right from the start what kind of movie it's going to be. And then I love this scene when we actually see Frank appear. Look at the reaction of the guys around the table, by the way. No one's really reacting. I think that's kind of funny. It's like he's there. He's got this huge like flare, whatever, burning away. He's looking dangerous as hell. You can see the Punisher logo, the proper Punisher logo on his chest. But look around the table. There's only really one person who's like got their hand up a little bit. Where's your reaction? What were you doing? Okay, anyway, let me get back to here in case someone's here. No, nobody's here. Okay, thanks, Nos. Was that right? My pronunciation? Well, you know, I'm an English teacher. Yeah, right. Deus Ex. And Dwayne saying Spidey is a punching bag. Unconscious. Okay, so yeah, this is how it opens, and it's a great scene. It's just insane. I wanted to take about 20 photos just from this opening scene. I couldn't get a really good one, but you got Frank Castle, the Punisher. What does he do? He, I think he cuts off the boss's head on this table. Then he's up, puts his legs on the chandelier, hanging down, upside down, of course, because of course he is, spinning round and firing two like machine guns. It's just insane. It's a classic scene. It's straight out of a comic book. You know, unforgettable opening. It's over the top, of course. You know, yeah, just because he's upside down, like, you know, why does that mean they all miss him? The guards come running in and trying to shoot him, and everyone misses him, of course, because they shoot like stormtroopers, and you can't have the hero or the anti-hero of the movie being shot and killed within the first 5 minutes. Oh, there we go. That's better. Wow, I am dry. So yeah, great opening scene. Just insane. Over the top. Get outside, and there's a police officer or a detective. He has him in his sights. Frank's got his hands up, and for some reason the officer, like, when he turns round, when he sees Frank's face, he just lowers his gun. He's like, okay, gives him some information about where the ones who escaped have gone. They've gone down the docks, because of course they have. It's always the docks, isn't it? And lets him go, and he even gives him keys to the car. Must be a Punisher fan. And then we move down to the docks, and I took this one just to give a little example of, I love the colouring in this. I love the kind of comic book colours. Great neon there. You got kind of purple lighting in the background, pinks and blues. Yeah, it just sets it up as, okay, you know, this is meant to be not realistic. It's meant to be a comic book movie. It's meant to be over the top. It gave me kind of memories of, what was it, Dick Tracy, which is great, you know, which goes for it. Another cool comic book movie. Should put these in case somebody pops in and I don't hear them. Okay, let's get back to you guys in the chat. Where are we? Nosferatu's calling for Zaxx. Get your Titanic boulder shoulders in there and save the day. Your boy needs you. I'm stumbling here. I'm oh my God. I'm surprised I can even talk. Nay says, if you see a problem, who's the most qualified to solve it? Nos. Nosferatu replies with, I'm not falling for your fancy European questions, and then spits in a spittoon. Zaxx, get in here. You got to save me. I need some company. Okay. This is insane. It says there are 13 people watching. I can't believe it. This is amazing, guys. What are you doing? Okay. Where are we? Oh, that's the wrong one. Should I do a typical Crazy Grey? I'm going to drop the link in the chat. I will delete it, by the way, afterwards, so it will only be there for... Where are we? Not that one. Stop sharing. I can't invite. It's over the invite sign. Okay, here we go. Copy the link into the chat. I'm not a great waffler, Nosferatu. Here we go. Don't do it, says Nosferatu. I did it. I'm a madman, I know. In 1 minute, I'm going to delete it. Okay, let me get to the next scene. There's a fantastic scene here. We've got Lexi Stevenson, Frank Castle in the car, kind of fixing his broken nose with a pencil, because of course he does. He sticks it in. It's a really crazy scene. Like, moves it around. You hear a big click, a big crunch, and then his nose is perfect. Amazing. Wish I could do that. I'm working on it, Zaxx. Come on, Zaxx. Let's get in here. I don't know. Is the sound gone? Sometimes it does that at StreamYard. Let me just quickly check. I'll have a listen on my phone, see if it's working. While I do that, let me drop a little clip. Okay. My audio was possessed, was it? I'm not doing anything. Maybe when I stopped sharing the image, it sometimes happens, doesn't it? Okay, what do we need? We need a bit of this. We need a bit of Willem. Completely unrelated to this movie, but here we go.
To ye, be beauty.
Yeah, sounded okay. Sounds okay. To ye, me beauty. Thanks, Jana. So it's good now, is it? Not is saying Gray should react to a certain video, just don't show it on stream. Yes, Jim, it is me after last night's karaoke. I don't know what you're talking about, which movie, Nos, but yeah, if you're talking about The Lighthouse, I loved it. The second time I watched it, really, really enjoyed it. And Chris saying that is My Little Mermaid. There we go. Okay, let's move it. So, I don't know what you guys are talking about. What video? No idea. Oh, so where are we with the... So, to get back to the movie review, oh my god, I'm going to have to cut this up later on, edit it and actually have a film review, but poor old Gray, desperate for a bit of company, no one's here. Share screen, so if the audio goes whoopity boopy again, you know what it is. It's StreamYard, or it's Gray's internet. This is a crazy scene, guys, isn't it? This is kind of the creation of the main bad guy in this. He becomes Jigsaw after this scene where I'm not even sure what it is. They're in some kind of factory. Maybe it's a recycling glass bottle factory, and he falls in here, of course. McNulty from the YA falls in. Frank's going to shoot him, but he sees him in this pit surrounded by glass bottles. He's like, no, I'm not going to shoot you. Instead, what does he do? He switches on the machine, starts to rotate, and Jigsaw, McNulty, gets cut to ribbons, and somehow he survives. It's amazing. Yeah. Okay, it's on Chris Gore's website. Oh. If you're talking about The Little Mermaid, mate, you're trying to distract me. No way, no way. There is only one Little Mermaid movie. Well, maybe there might be more than one, but there's only one Disney Little Mermaid movie, sorry, and it's the animated one with the really good songs. Jesus, Copa. Thanks, mate. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. I don't want to go there. Even just that name, that title, it brings back memories that I can't erase from my head, and I blame Nosferatu for everything. Zombie Box Reviews, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Yes, the 2007 summer hit. I'm lost, guys. I'm totally lost. I'm losing it. You've lost me. Here we go. What's next? Okay. Another scene that I like in here is pretty random, but you just got the Punisher, Frank Castle. Yeah, it's night time, but he's just strolling down the street, you know, perfectly in public with his vest on. You can't quite see the classic logo, the skull logo. It's there. Jesus. Did you hear that? I think the ghost is back. The ghost is not supposed to come out daytime yet. It's daylight outside. You can probably tell by my lighting. The ghost has been doing weird things again. It's Gunslinger Spawn. I knew he was going to fall off. I balanced him precariously on the Scarabus, is it? Scarabus? The whiskey box. What am I like? But yeah, don't you think it's cool? He's just walking down the street. No one like cares. It's like, yeah, the Punisher. Do people even know who he is at that point? I'm not sure. Who cares about those details? Mamma mia, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. Someone's here to save me. How you doing, Zaxx?
Hey.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, man, you're good. Listen, you're doing great. Like I know I'm here to try to help, but like, dude, you got this. You don't need me. I'm gonna stay here. I'm not leaving. You can't kick me out. You can't kick me out. But you're doing oot. No do to boot it. You're doing fine.
Out.
I promise. You're going through the review. You got this, Gray.
It's not a review, is it? It's a non-review, Zaxx. I'm all over the place. I'm like doing 10 different waffles at once.
But that's what's good, Gray. We like waffling. Like, I don't need it. Nobody needs a straightforward deadpan review of a 2008 action movie that made $10 million. Like, it's okay. We can just talk about it. And if you check your Discord, I sent you a bunch of clips, some of which I used yesterday, some that I didn't. But they're all cleared through copyright. So if you want to use them, you go for it.
You star. What kind of clips, Zaxx? From this movie?
From this movie, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So now we've got you here, Zaxx. Can you give the wonderful people out there your thoughts on Punisher Warzone?
I think that it was underappreciated. I don't think it's a great film. Obviously, it's not. But I do think that he's a great Punisher, and I feel like it was a string of really cool, mostly well done action sequences and lots of focus on the gore. They really pushed the R rating on this, and I think that was fantastic. I think that where it struggled is the villains were kind of goofy, and they looked, in rewatching it now, they look like Jigsaw looks really bad. And I thought that I didn't love Jigsaw from the Punisher TV series, but it turns out I don't mind him, because this guy was very hammy, and as not someone who didn't really read a ton of the comics,
Me too.
I wasn't expecting the level of ham from him, and then his brother. I don't know, like I don't like the parts that tied the action scenes together was just kind of goofy, and then you have the stoic Punisher, who was he has a great Frank Castle. He's 6'3", big dude, takes his time, overpowered as fuck. And one of the clips I sent you was him punching a guy right through his face.
That's insane.
But that's all good stuff. It's just, I don't know whose fault it was, but the actual narrative is just it's a jumble. It's a waffle. The whole movie is it's a fun waffle. It wasn't horrible, and he's a good Punisher. And I think if you just like I kind of did, take clips of his action sequences, it was a good movie. Cinematography, you can't argue with cinematography. That's right. Was it well written? No. But was he a good Punisher? Yeah. So if you want to see a good Punisher, you can watch the action scenes at least. There's plenty of edits on YouTube of just the action scenes, and don't worry about the rest, because the story is kind of irrelevant and the villains are goofy. And that goes sort of against the serious, stoic Punisher for me. I expected a bit of maybe a darker villain, you know? And maybe he was trying to be dark, Dominic West, I don't know. But he's from, what were you saying? What show?
The Wire. That's
Wire.
what all I knew him from, yeah.
The Wire, and he did 300. He was a good smarmy villain there. He was the guy who takes advantage of Mrs. Leonidas, and in that one. So you hate him in that. You hate him in most things. I don't know. I think this was just a weird role. Yeah, I would give it. I mean, the movie is like a 4, probably, or maybe a 5. But he has Frank Castle, just the action stuff, and that's a fun 7. And you could almost, and I'm not saying this, but I am saying that you could compare it to like a film like Sisu, which I think someone's doing a review of right now, named Copa. And you look at that and go, well, okay, the narrative between was kind of not much there, but the action sequences were fun, inventive, and brutal. And there's some similarities with that. This is obviously not as serious as Sisu could be, but it's still like your overpowered action hero, who is basically immortal. And yeah, I don't know. I think you could look at those and go, well, there wasn't a lot linking those together, but what was linking them together was not great, but the action was. And so I'll like kind of ignore the rest. But back then we didn't do that. I don't think we were like, no, we want this to be like a real movie. And that was because this was before like Disney Marvel TV.
Yeah,
where
absolutely.
You know, and before the Daredevil series, where it raised what we expectations should have been for something like this. And this is like what, Ben Affleck level? Was that Ben Affleck Daredevil around this time?
I don't know if I call it as bad as that, which a lot of people like, Zaxx. The Ben Affleck Daredevil. Which
I don't mind it.
It's campy as hell, but it's a comic book movie like this. It's meant to be a comic book movie. It's not meant to be serious. It's meant to be over the top, isn't it? And that's what I liked about it. Is it the best movie ever? Of course it isn't. It's crazy, but I tell you what, the director, who is obviously, you know, a very hot and talented martial artist as well, I thought she did a really good job. I heard in interviews that what's it she said? She when she looked into the character, she's like, okay, it's basically, she saw it as Death Wish, a modern version of Death Wish, Charles Bronson. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. I don't know if I go that far, but
Death Wish, I mean, that's a tough comparison to make, because
it is
such an iconic actor and an iconic role, and I don't know.
Did you ever see the Bruce Willis remake, Zaxx? Death Wish, speaking of that. Oh, God.
No. Did you?
Yes. No? Wasn't very good.
Hello, chat. I'm finally getting you guys up here. So, on my end. I got here as quick as I could. No, some
That's you star. Right, you star. I know. So we still got Copas here. We've got Zombie Box Reviews. Nosferatu. Dwayne is here. My favourite Dwayne, who is a big comic book fan, and he always drops fantastic comments, a bit like you, Zaxx, on my videos, which I always appreciate. I will never forget you, Zaxx. I will love you to the end of time.
I love you too, Greg.
For your support. I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm trying to be serious. I'm getting all embarrassed. Oh, I've gone red.
ZBR is right, though. It's check your brain at the door type entertainment. And if this had come out now and they cleaned up, because the effects are 2008, and you know they don't look fantastic today, but no. They don't bother me either. But if you clean that up, release this movie now, maybe fix up some of the goofiness, I think we'd be behind this film going, look, it's just action, it's entertainment. We want to see Frank Castle blow shit up, beat people up, and a high body count, which we did get. Nice.
What do you think about this, Zaxx? Nay saying a good villain in a Punisher movie would be one where Frank Castle is forced to work together with someone to solve a mystery, and over time they gain mutual respect, and then, well, you know, until like he double crosses him or whatever.
That would be a good source of tension too for him, where they have to balance out the goal versus the means, or the ends to the means, and then how much does he let the villain get away with on the way there, and then how does he make sure that the scales are balanced by the end?
This is completely off on a tangent, Zaxx, but it's really hot in here today. I've had to close the windows because I've got a lot of background noise outside. You know what? Yeah. I'm sweating out alcohol as we speak, Zaxx. I can smell it. I'm sweating pure ethanol.
What did you drink? What did you drink?
I stayed on beer the whole night, but it was a local like beer festival, so some of those beers, you know, were like 7-8%, pretty strong, pretty heady, and but I don't have as bad a hangover as when I had a night on Asahi Super Dry, because that's like a weird chemical come down hangover, so not too bad. I just feel really dry and I'm kind of spaced out.
Well, you look fantastic. You look a little bit flushed, but it's a nice. You know what, we would call that a nice summer glow here.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so pasty, Zaxx. I'm so white, it's awful. Such a limey.
White people are horrible, you're right. We're the worst.
Then they're saying get a burger. Yeah, it's a solution. The danger is, Zaxx, the danger is I found out last night at the beer festival, which is once a month on the last Friday of the month. I found out there's another one today.
Oh,
By the
are you
sea.
going?
What shall I do after this stream? I might go for a cycle, and maybe find myself down there. Like, oh no way! What a surprise! What a coincidence! And yeah,
So Gray, I want to hear what it's like there. This is a waffle for sure. To go get a burger, what's that experience like? Can you get a burger? Because I'm a dumb Canadian. So in you're Japan, you want a burger. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. What are your options?
oh, 1 a.m. Wow,
Yeah.
that's a tricky one.
That's
As
earlier
far as
than
I
I
know.
would. I was gonna say 3, but I thought I'll give you Japan, so you guys are a bit conservative, so we'll say 1.
Wow, I don't think we have any 24-hour actual, like McDonald's or Moss Burgers open, but you can get what you call Japanese call hamburgu, which is like a hamburger, but it's hamburger steak basically. You can get that at one of the family chain restaurants, which have got amazing names, Zaxx, like Gusto. I'm not joking, or Joyful. These are the names of these huge like chain. What do you call it? It's like real, almost like a. No, what's the word? What do you call those things in America where it's like a diner? They're like the Japanese version of a diner.
Okay. Yeah. But you
Keep
go
it
and sit
cheerful.
down. You have to order it. Like there's no
Yeah.
take it. Okay. No
Yeah, it's not
takeaway,
takeout,
as you would call it, maybe.
How about in Canada where you are? What can you get a burger at like 2 a.m?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Of course,
you can.
of course you can.
No, they're not great depending on what day of the week it is, because the weekends things are open later that are better. You might be down to your Wendy's or Burger King or McDonald's or fast food stuff, but there's always a burger you can have. And after you've had just the right amount of beers, there's nothing like a tasty burger, right? And they taste better, maybe because of the beer. You've already been I guess you've already been basted in it. So, well, you're actually like kind of leaking it right now. So,
I am. That's
rub
why I'm
some-
going to go for a cycle, Zaxx, later. I mean, I'm kind of half joking. I might cycle down there because it is on we've got a beautiful cycling path which goes along the sea by we call it Yumigahama, which is the name of the bay, Yumigahama Bay, and it's great. You can cycle along, get off your bike, go in the sea if you want. And there's a little resort called Kaike Onsen. Onsen is
Okay.
the hot springs, what do you call them, spa. It's a spa resort. So it's down there this afternoon. I think it started at 11. I nearly went, Zaxx, 11 o'clock in the morning till whatever tonight. The beer festival all day. It's like,
Wow.
yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am an alcoholic. My name's Graham. I'm an alcoholic. Nice to meet you.
Can you say that? How you said burgers again? What, hamburger goo?
Oh, well, burger is burger or hamburgu. Hamburgu is a hamburger steak, without a bun.
Yeah. We need to get Gray a burger stat.
We need to get Josh in here, Zaxx, don't
Yeah,
we?
Josh, come on.
Joshua McDonald in the chat. Fantastic to see you. How are you, man?
Joshy, come hang out with us. Talk about the Punisher. You're a comic dude.
Is that what I was
Cheeseburger.
reviewing, Zaxx? I can't remember.
We were.
Don't worry about it. Yes, no, Hamburgu does sound very Japanese and also a must try. It's all right. It's nice. But to be honest, Zaxx, you can't get a really good, I think, steak. Like a T-bone steak over here. They don't have
No.
it. They have great Japanese beef. It's famous, Wagyu.
Yeah.
Delicious. Hugely expensive. But
Yeah.
it's not the same. Japanese tend to like the fatty meat. They like
Right.
it with a lot, like a lot of fat inside it. And I'm not a big fan.
Josh, what kind of meat do you like?
Don't go there. Oh, you did. Too late.
What about
On that note,
what if it's veiny, Josh? What if the meat is veiny?
on that note, I've got to drop a clip.
I'm calling this in. Put your hands behind your back.
Jesus, Zaxx, what are you doing?
Yeah, they're fine. I played that one last night, no problem. But
No,
or
don't
Wednesday.
mind about that.
You know what
Just
gave
like-
me, of all the clips on my show, which I painstakingly ran through copyright, I have Mad Mardigan, and he plays a commercial he made that
Okay.
got claimed.
What? And he made it. Something
Yeah,
he
and
made.
it got the whole thing claimed. Whatever song he put as like the background music in it got claimed, and so I had to wait until I could finally. And there was another claim on it too, which was I knew was going to happen from Black Sales clip, but I was cool with that one. but I had to wait for that one to finish before I could then clear off his claim. So backstage YouTube talk, but thanks, Mad, you fucker.
Ah, dear me. Okay, Josh, no worries, mate. I'm sorry to hear that. He can't stick around. He's got a funeral tomorrow morning. That's too bad.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
Josh.
I hope you're okay, and I hope your friends and family are okay, mate. And he also says, Zaxx, I thought you were going to talk about that.
Oh, thick and veiny. Sorry, Josh. Sorry about your loss, dude.
Yeah, that's really bad. I'm sorry, mate.
I'd love to hold you.
In my arms.
Make it all
Where
go
are we?
away.
I've got another clip, Zaxx. I've not even watched these clips. I've only downloaded 2 so far. I was scared it was going to like blow up, my stream as usual. So here we go. Here's the second one. Let's see what this is. Oh, sorry, going back to the one you just played. The really tall black guy. He's an English actor. He's been in all sorts of things. He used to be in the Bond movies, didn't he? At one point, he was touted to be the next Bond for a while, but he never
Was
happened.
he really?
What do you think of his American accent?
I don't think it's believable at all.
It's better than mine.
I think he's very British, and he's been in a ton of stuff. Like he's the kind of guy that you do recognize, but he's
You
never
see him all over, don't you? Yeah.
He's never been a lead, I don't think.
No.
They'll make him Henry VIII.
Is it Colin Salmon? Zombie Box Reviews. I can't tell if you're being serious or not, but yeah, nice one. Oh.
But yeah, that was when I watched the movie the first time, that's the scene I remember the most. For whatever reason, was just I laughed my head off when I saw him blow that guy's head off in the middle.
That was graphic as fuck, wasn't it?
Yes.
Jesus.
And the cop's reaction, just like, what the fuck? Oh.
Yeah. Oh, and Zombie's saying, Mr. H. Sorry, should I say it in my British accent? Mr. H. Sounds like him. No way.
Yeah.
He's got a Cockney or a London accent, mate. Maybe, I'm not sure. Okay, Zaxx, the second clip. Let's see what this one is. I've not pre-watched this. Here we go. It's fantastic. Thank you, man. Thank you for that.
But like these scenes are cool. Like they're inventive. They're different. They're offbeat. They change the pace of the action too. It's not always the same straight ahead speed. And I like that. That stuff is well done in this movie. It's just that the linking stuff is silly. And I think if it had done better at the box office, it wouldn't be looked at the way it is. But because it lost money on top of everything else, like there's nothing to hang your hat on. And 30 million back then, it's a moderate budget, I would say. Like what would that be now? 60, 70 million?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I'm not sure. And this is back in the days before Iron Man, isn't it? Before, everything went fantastic for Marvel originally, before Disney bought them and shagged them up the arse.
Yeah.
Okay, he got sliced and diced in Resident Evil, did he, Zombie? Oh, okay. Was he in the first one? Or I wonder if it was in the remake. I'm not sure. And also, Zaxx, Zombie's saying, what about the hallway scene with the lasers? Is it the laser sighting? Laser sighting stuff.
Yeah, I think I have a hallway scene clipped. I'm not sure.
Can you vamp for a minute, Zaxx? While I'll upload a couple more of your clips. I'll be right back. Thank you so much.
Sure.
That's right.
That's kind of bundle of stickish witch head.
Oh Jesus! Save me, Zaxx.
Yeah.
You okay? Yeah, I won't be a sec. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm good. So I still think that Ray Stevenson is my favorite Punisher, even though the movie he's in is not the best version of that character that we've seen, but I just think he really is the total package. And I like him as an actor, and even though he's stoic in this, just in his nature, there's enough charm to get your attention. The Punisher was a huge turd. No, which Punisher? This Punisher? No, you're wrong, Copa. Copa is very wrong about this, and about a lot of other things. It was a film that was not well put together, constructed poorly, but it had good parts. And I mean, that guy get his head punched off. You didn't see that much in 2008. Now you're never going to see it again. So
how can you knock a film where
a
guy gets his head punched off? Come on, man.
John Bernthal is a great Frank Castle. I agree with that, and I love everything he did. But let's take this Punisher and put him up against Bernthal's Frank Castle, and I'm gonna bet on this one. Like, because as much as his acting adds to it and his ability to stay in character adds to how dangerous that Frank Castle is. He's what is he? He's still Shane, and he's what 5'8". He's not. He's not of the stature of Ray Stevenson.
It's too short. Sorry, Johnny.
Yeah.
And I also, Zaxx, I always think he plays John Bernthal. He always plays himself. I can't take him seriously as a Punisher. I think the only role I really liked him in was the Walking Dead.
Well, and that's what people were said by accident on my show on Wednesday was that they kept calling him Shane because that's who he is. You know, John Travolta. I mean, sure, why not?
He was in the Thomas Jane one, wasn't he? That's what Nos was saying. John Travolta was in it.
Oh,
The 2004 one, I think.
Kevin Nash was in it.
Unless he was in the Dolph Lundgren one, the original one. I'm not sure.
Kevin Nash is a monster.
Eric Roberts would have been a good one. Yeah, he would have been a better Punisher. He would have been
Better
pretty cool.
who though? ZBR. Who are we saying? Better than Thomas Jane? Dolph Lundgren? Like I mean, people love Thomas Jane, and I liked. I did like his Laundry Day short that he made, but the movie I thought was like too much like Punisher at the beach for me. And I'm not a comic guy, but it was like daytime all the time. It's kind of nice outside. It didn't feel Punisher-y enough for me.
Yeah,
I
know what you mean.
Yeah. And good try. He got the movie made, and I do like the Russian villain, but yeah, too nice outside.
Okay, Josh, I haven't seen that actually. That's the other one she directed before this movie, before Warzone. The Green Street Hooligans with Mr. Frodo in it as a British football hooligan. Had she delivered that same gravitas with Punisher War Game, it would have been epic.
Yeah.
Warzone,
So,
baby.
Josh, like I don't know the proper terminology. Like you are the movie expert too, so you should be on here with us probably right now. But yeah, it's there is no gravitas to this film as it's put together at all. It's just I like that one portrayal, and I like some of the action. It is different, and it's entertaining. It's just the stuff between it is not very good. And so the director said it wasn't really her fault. Chicks, right? Can't take responsibility for herself. So she says it was the studio messing up and maybe they did try to make it somehow more jokey because like those scenes with the villains when they're just together and it's just a different movie than when you're looking at Frank Castle. It's not the same at all. And it's like he's at moments he's trying to be the Joker almost, but not the Joker. It doesn't work.
That's what reminded me of, Zaxx. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, that reminded me of the Joker scene from Batman '89, wasn't it? Yeah.
It's like a bad Joker impression. Yeah, 5'11" is still low T, Josh. I know that you're a shorter stature, and I love that about you. But 5'11", it's not scary. It's average, right?
How tall are you, Zaxx? Are you 6'3" or 4?
6'1". I'm not 6'4" like you, Gray.
No, I'm 6'3" and shrinking.
Did you ever cosplay as a Punisher?
No.
You should. We'll get you a trench coat, a big white skull.
Oh God! Can you imagine like cosplaying with the new logo, the new design? No. Okay, Zaxx, I've got another clip. Here we go. Again, I've not watched these. Let's
Hopefully
play
it's a good
this
one.
This one is called WZSNI2.
Sniper.
Warzone Sniper 2. Is it safe? Is
Yep.
it safe? I think this is why it got a lot of the hate, Zaxx, by the critics, because they were saying it was glorifying the violence. It was ridiculously over the top. It was so brutal. It was like a 1980s kind of video nasty style movie. But again, it's a comic book about the Punisher. A comic book movie about the Punisher. What are they supposed to do?
They showed him being the Punisher.
Yeah.
Like they showed in the same style of violence of the comics. But Copa, I like Dolph. You know what? I was a Dolph guy, I'm sure, before you were a Dolph guy. So don't give me that Dolph stuff. I love Dolph. I just think that he's not a bad Punisher, but that movie was really weird. And he's, for me, He-Man as opposed to Punisher. my Dolph or Drago, you could say that too. But if you want to say, if you want to pick who's going to win a fight, whoever that guy is who plays Drago's son in the sequel, that guy's a giant dude. That guy would probably take out either of these two. Drago Jr.
He was good. I liked him. You're talking about Creed 2?
Yeah, Creed 2.
Yeah, I liked him. He was good in that. I thought that was a pretty good movie. I've not seen the new one yet, Zaxx. Not seen 3.
Me neither. Probably won't.
Dolph Lundgren in his prime would have been a good choice. Yeah, it's a shame. Like the one he was in, probably had very little budget, didn't it? And I don't even remember it, Zaxx. I've got vague memories of seeing it when it first came out, but I got it on rental video. You know, I didn't go to the theater.
I kind of find a clip. Now I want to watch Drago's son beat ass. That guy's got some special supplements too. He looks
Do
good.
it.
Yeah.
Nosferatu saying anything under 6'1" is actually low T.
Technically, it is. Yeah. I mean, like it's not us. Just trust the science, Josh.
Oh God. Oh, Zaxx, you just reminded me of a video I watched this morning on Rumble, which I shouldn't have watched. Have you seen that one about the? I can't say the word, can I?
Probably not.
YouTube. The Rona and the
No.
the shot and all that nonsense. Well, you know, it's what we all figured.
That may have taken out Mr. Stevenson in his near prime.
Oh my God, I hope not. That's one of the rumors, isn't it? But of course, they kind of say that about anybody who passes these days, don't they?
When they die suddenly, that's where you get it.
Yeah.
Is that the guy Victor Ivanovich? I don't know. He's a beast though.
Okay, nice one. Thanks. Yeah, get back on the subject of this stream. Thanks, Zaxx. Don't.
Jana, proper height for a girl, 5'2", 5'3".
Really?
Ah, sure.
Victor Ivanovich. Thanks, Josh. Okay, let's get another clip, Zaxx. Here we go. This one is called Rocket.
Oh.
Is this Guardians of the Galaxy, by any chance?
Yes, Rocket Raccoon is in it.
Great! I hope he gets blown up. You could make like endless clips from this movie, couldn't you?
Yes.
You could make like 100 easily and not get bored.
So Copa's being a cinesnob, saying that this is unwatchable, but you can't tell me you look at these clips and go, this doesn't look entertaining. Like there's some elements to it that are fun. A rocket blowing up a guy doing parkour, that's
He deserved it.
yeah, that's thinking ahead.
For
For
girls, 6'4", but for a woman it should be higher.
hey Jacob.
Doesn't need a name. Go for it, Zaxx. Sorry, go for it.
I just said, hey Jacob. Jacob Ironside.
Hey Jacob, how you doing, mate? I hope you're good. Hope you're Genki. Yes, we were talking about Punisher Warzone. We kind of we've waffled onto other things, but yeah, I'm so glad Zaxx came on. He saved the stream. He saved it because my review was going to be over within like 10 minutes.
It was already
Because of
a
Zaxx.
great stream, Grace. I don't say I saved it. Probably made it worse.
No, don't be silly.
Just if Mad comes on here and wants to play his commercial, just so you know. That's the key.
Whatever. Yeah, I will definitely. Okay. So going back to the movie for a sec.
Yeah,
So of
where we
course,
at
Ray
review?
Stevenson, Zaxx, is it his favourite performance by him or not for you? Or what would you say is your favourite Ray Stevenson performance?
Oh, Titus Polo for sure in Rome.
Okay.
Although he did play a nice Blackbeard in Black Sails. I did like him as Blackbeard. I think now that I've
never
seen him
watched that.
in that role, he's a perfect Blackbeard. But for me, he was Titus Polo, and that character, I think people remember him because he was layered and he was, the big kind of oaf. But he always had that bit of wit. And there's a scene where Caesar calls him out in front of everyone, and he comes out and he finally gets sort of credit for something, and his performance there is like, it's subtle, but he looks like a guy in his position would look, who's trying not to be emotionally pulled into this because he's in front of everyone on the 13th and Caesar, but like it's a big moment. He just nods his head and then says, "Yeah, I'm with you, sir," and they go march on to Rome. But that was like, for me, that showed that he could give you that subtlety in a performance that you have to be able to have, but still give you emotion. And the guy's got these killer gray like blue eyes. So like just like yours. So there's just that natural sparkle that he has. Yeah.
My eyes are green, I think. Weird kind of greeny grey. No way. Minus 10 points, says Nay for playing. Thanks for playing to Jana, the sarcasm game. Nay's like an expert on sarcasm, and it often goes over my head, Zaxx.
Yeah.
Yes, kick to the shins. That's it. That's the way you do it. Good advice, Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Okay. What should we do, Zaxx?
So they're talking about height for ladies, and I think that the reason that it's not so bad. Like you could have a taller. Like I've never dated anyone taller than me, but you could do it. It's a thing you could do. But if you have like, if they're a little bit smaller, like you can kind of put them in your pocket. They're easier to carry around with you, things like that. You know, it's handy. You don't have to like, I don't know, worry about them wandering off. Get a backpack for them with like a little leash on it.
Being very careful not to comment, Zaxx. I'm being very careful.
Don't comment. Don't comment.
Yes, zombies. I know Jacob is a huge film buff, and he does fantastic streams, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen out there, if you've not watched Jacob Ironside's movie review streams, and of course his TV review streams as well, please do. He puts together a great presentation. He actually, takes the trouble to make slides, which I never do, Zaxx. I go for the old share screen. That's why I robot so much.
Yeah, his reviews are awesome, and he does put the time in, and people don't understand if you've never put together a show like that, how much work goes into those. He's got the whole film broken down into slides. Come on now.
Over like 200 or 300 or something.
Yeah.
Doesn't he? It's
yeah.
amazing.
Those eyes, beautiful. Look at that.
They're not blue. My dad had really beautiful, like light
They look
blue.
blue to me. And my color
sky blue almost eyes, my father. And my mum had my color, kind of greeny grey.
We did, Josh. Yeah, we did. Flaccid is a big slide maker. He's big into so let's talk about Flaccid for a second because he's not here. He was in the military, and his role in the military, for some reason, I can't say, but you'll figure it out. He became a PowerPoint specialist. So
no way.
Yeah. So
jealous.
He's excellent with PowerPoint. So everything he does is PowerPoint. And so when it comes to doing real YouTube slideshows, you want Flaccid on your team because he makes the best. A power bottom, yeah. He's also a power bottom dumper.
Sorry, I thought I'm crosswise. I thought you were talking about Jacob Ironside. You're talking about Flaccid. So Flaccid has training in PowerPoint. No way.
He was in the Marines, and his specialty was not combat, but PowerPoint. And yeah, he all day long he would do PowerPoint presentations. I'm not joking either. I'm sure they were important, but so everything he does is with PowerPoint. So like even his thumbnails, he uses PowerPoint to make.
That's why he's so good at thumbnails. Can say that, isn't it? Oh my god, so jealous.
He's taking his military experience and putting it directly into YouTube. He was a big pog. I don't know what you mean by pog. I think we lost Gray.
Oh. POG. I'm coughing away. Sorry, I'm coughing up last night's karaoke.
He did. He protected our country with slides. Yes, Jenna, he did. He did. His slideshows kept the enemy off balance, and so they couldn't figure out what was coming. And yeah,
it's important to have a professional-looking slideshow. It really is.
That's today's military, I guess. Personal.
I've been curious, Zaxx. Is that where you got your shoulders? They're military.
No. No, I wish that I could say that I did serve, but I did not. I put them to use, though.
Personal other than grunt. Look at you, Nosferatu, showing off with your POGs and your BBCs. Amazing.
BBCs.
Okay, Josh, let's get back to some sensible comments. Not from me. Josh is saying, to be fair, using PowerPoint for those types of things is so much easier than Photoshop. Half the time, PowerPoint will do most of the work for you by giving you options.
That's the Flaccid way. He likes to let the PowerPoint do the work for you. I can imagine you're trying to plan an assault. You know, you're in Afghanistan and you've got Hajis and caves, and it's like, what do we need? Someone find Flaccid and get the PowerPoint out. We're gonna sort of this attack. It's gonna work.
We're gonna slideshow them to death.
Yeah, yes.
PowerPoint them out of the cave. Zaxx, how did we
Is
get
it-
here? Poor
is it-
Flaccid. I bet his ear's burning right now. Flaccid.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Oh god,
Someone get the PowerPoint.
I'm dying here, Zaxx. I'm dying. I've got to take a really quick toilet break. I'll be back
Okay.
in 2 seconds. Can you hold the fort
Yes.
for me? Hold the
Sure.
stream.
Yeah. All right. Now we've lost Gray. So I guess it kind of worked for Gray now, but that's all right. So let's talk about let's talk about Flaccid. Yeah, he's he I guess he had to go work in a he calls it like a room with no windows. So probably some important classified type stuff going on in there with slides. And all day long they would give him information and he would put it together into slideshows and PowerPoint. And to be fair, like that's kind of helped him really grow his channel. Yeah, I mean, okay. No, I was joking last circle of jokes, but I know. Do you think I could destroy both of them? Yeah, you probably could. So he still had to do basic and all that, but yeah, he was a PowerPoint specialist. And so Chris Gore was on his show talking about, because he doesn't like to do thumbnails. He says, I need someone who can help me do backstage stuff and run StreamYard and do thumbnails. And so I messaged Flaccid immediately and said, what's that? There you go, Josh. I said, Flaccid, you have to message Chris Gore. He's looking for someone to do thumbnails, and that's what you're the best at. And he's like, well, I don't know how to do StreamYard. And I don't know Chris Gore. And I said, I don't know Chris Gore. And just tell him you know how to use StreamYard. We'll figure it out. And he did. And because Chris Gore, you can tell, is pretty disorganized. And so he's going to take the first person who shows up who has like a decent sample. And he did, and they did. And so as a result, Flaccid got to work with Chris Gore on Film Threat and got to go to Comic-Con with them and some cool stuff. And now they use his thumbnail templates in perpetuity, I suppose. But yeah, that's how he kind of got going. So Josh says that would be a fucking hilarious scene in a film. You've got a Marine doing a PowerPoint about a raid they're planning. He's got all this cringe transitions. Yes. I guess you could probably do like star wipe or circle wipe or whatever with PowerPoint. I'm not sure. Well,
Thank you. Arigato, Zaxx. Arigato.
no, I think the thing with Don is because he's so bottom heavy, it's about if you can get him off that base, then you can take him down. But it's just you have to get him onto the ground. And even then, I feel like he probably he uses those thick legs to defend himself. PowerPoint is one of the cogs of the Marine Corps. Apparently so.
I got some coffee, Zaxx.
Yeah.
I got me Hello Kitty cup. I'm feeling better already. I was lying about toilet break, Zaxx. I went for a quick wank to Flaccid's latest thumbnail.
Oh, nice.
But I couldn't do it. It's one of those hungover ones, just it wouldn't work. Anyway, where were we? What do you
Nos
again?
wrestled in high school. I wonder
Did you
if the
know,
Marines...
Zaxx? He's huge, Nosferatu. He's like 7'6", and he's built like a brick shithouse, which is say in the UK. Which means he's bloody huge.
I believe it. I believe it.
Sorry, Nos, I wasn't supposed to share that, was I?
He's told me he's a giant. He's a giant dude. Which is what I respect the most about him is his physical size. That and his love of Klaus Kinski.
Thing is, even though his body is huge, he's like built like a brick shithouse. He actually does have that Nosferatu the vampire. That is his face. That is what he looks like. It's true.
Oh, Josh.
Oh, Josh, what you like? I better stop that. Switch that comment off. But anyway, Zaxx. Again, I can't thank you, mate. I can't thank you enough for this. It's great because it's lonely on your own, isn't it? Especially when you're hungover. I can waffle.
Yeah.
I can waffle away about anything, but yeah, it's good to have company.
Do you think that they have, like, when you go and you go to enlist in the Marines?
Yes. Okay.
Is there a PowerPoint division?
There is now, after Flaccid.
I think there might be. I just hope there's not a Pinata Farms division. We don't need a Pinata Farms division for the Marines.
Sorry, Josh, I missed it. I missed everything. I don't even know what we're talking about. Is it the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 we're reviewing again? Zaxx?
I don't know. It's
That
a
was last
7.
week.
I give it a 7. Still haven't seen it. But you know what I did watch was Dungeons and Dragons, and it wasn't bad.
I keep hearing that. Keep
Yeah.
hearing that from people. Yeah.
If
Like,
they
it's
marketed it
surprisingly
as-
good.
Yeah, if they said this is a Dungeons and Dragons movie, it's like what you'd think it would be. And there is some stuff in it that's current day, but for the most part, there was lots of like Easter eggs to people who've played D&D. They use the Faerun world as the setting, and so it's stuff you're familiar with, and lots of stuff that for me I enjoyed. It's yes, some things were wrong, but most of it was fine. I know someone who could run the Pinata Farms division. Who would that be, Jana? Yes. It did bomb at the box office, yeah.
Oh, really? I wasn't sure if it did or not. Okay.
It did, and for probably a few reasons, but the marketing was really bad. And the writers came out and said that they really wanted to emasculate the male characters as much as they can. They thought that was funny. Like, all right, well, but it wasn't that bad in the actual film itself. They oversold that, which is, I don't know why you'd oversell that, but they did. But Chris Pine, I don't think he touches a weapon the entire time.
Oh,
Well,
really?
He touches a weapon, right, Josh? But not like a sharp one. Yeah, it's fine.
That could lead to a big discussion on like, why do you think they're doing this, Zaxx, before movies even come out? You know, they're dropping comments like you just mentioned, but I don't know. Hopefully we're going to come to the end of it one day. Maybe we will.
And that's Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro, who owns them.
Jesus.
They own the license, and so at the same time as they're marketing this movie is when they pull the gaming license from people online, and so they were pissed about that. They changed the license, and so people were already mad at the company, and then they have the vice president come out and go on a fucking podcast and say that it's time for white men to get out of the hobby. Like him. It's like, dude. And then they try to market this movie all at the same time. So anyone who was a fan of just D&D is like probably pissed off at the company enough that they're not going to want to see the movie. And the marketing was not great, but Michelle Rodriguez was fine as the barbarian. She just plays herself, I think, most of the time. And that dude from Bridgerton, whatever his name is, he was a convincing paladin. And if you played a paladin, he was a paladin. They're annoying.
Just looking up the
PowerPoint?
Punisher Warzone. Yeah, PowerPoint. Punisher Warzone reviews. This is from Metacritic, Zaxx, and of course, you know, it's old and they're all pretty bad, but it's got a meta score of 30, only 30. That's terrible.
Wow.
A user score of 60, so 6 out of 10. So the user reviews kind of prefer it, but I've heard quite a few people like recently on, I think Razorfist was one talking about it. Gary from Nerdrotic and others saying they absolutely love it, and it's a totally over the top, pulpy, crazy comic book movie. It's not meant to be serious, as we keep saying.
Right, and it's. I mean, I don't know if it's a great movie or not, but it's entertaining and the action is fun. What else do you need? Like we've spent so much time now with deconstructing heroes and characters that I don't need to have him be deconstructed. I just want to have him be the Punisher for a bit, and I'll enjoy that, and I'll go do something else after. It's not going to change my life. Not like PowerPoint would.
Again, I don't really give much faith to most of the critic review sites, but let's just look by date. You always check user reviews, and these are the more recent ones. You've got like a mix. You've got 10, 5, 7, 3. It's all over the place, but. Love this movie. Great brutal action. This is how action movies should be. Nothing like today's morality woke garbage. This is a movie for real action fans. There we go. That's from May 19th. That
wasn't Copa for sure. He hates ID action. It's the worst.
Yeah, Copa didn't like it for some reason, did he? And here's a bad one. Is a scathing review. Punisher Warzone may not be a good movie. It may completely sidestep any moral implications for pure adrenaline-fueled macho nonsense. Wow, that was hard to say, Zaxx. But it's very basic level. At least it understands what it is, and it has self-aware fun with it. But he still gave it 3 out of 10. Jesus.
That's a negative review. That sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, as you can see, look at the dates. They're not very recent. There's one from this year, then like May, one from April, March, and you're going back to 2021 December. So, good grief, 22-21.
Well, there will be a rush of people now because he's passed on, right?
Yes, yes, yeah. I mean, I've seen people streaming this review as well. 32 Flavors and Knitweiser was doing it, wasn't he, the other day? How about you, Zaxx? You going to do a Ray Stevenson stream?
I did one on Wednesday. That was my Wednesday show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was at work. Sorry.
That's where the clips are from. Great. Yeah. Yeah. I did. We talked about Punisher. We talked about Black Sails. We talked about Rome, obviously. We talked about the Irishman one. What was that one? That was Matt's one. I can't remember the name of the movie. I haven't seen it, so one of the ones I haven't seen. But and Triple R, of course, was a big one, and it was a tank top stream.
Oh my god, I can't believe I missed it. Oh.
I can't believe you missed it either.
It sucks working daytime in Japan when it's nighttime in the States. I think we need another clip, Zaxx. It's the same one, but I've got to play it because I love this one. This is my favourite that you've shared with me so far. I love this one. Now, how could anyone, any self-respecting movie critic, have a problem with that scene? Come on.
Exactly. It's just a fun, whatever.
It's insane, over the top fun. It's nonsense. It's a comic book. It's not meant to be real.
No. I sent you one of them. The hallway sweep. I think one is one is the punch right through the head.
Which one do you recommend? I'll go and I'll look. I will be right back, Zaxx. I'll download those two.
One of them has like a picture of a dick on it. That's the one. That's the one that you should play first. That's
the one I was saving till
the end
tonight after the stream on my own. You know what I mean?
That's the super chat video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kill the Irishman. Thank you, Copa. Thank you. So I've never seen that one, but people seem to like it. I don't know. I should probably find it now. Because I do. Not yet, Josh. No.
Not yet.
Soon.
I'm afraid, Zaxx. I'm afraid.
What are you afraid of?
Everything.
Oh, don't be scared.
Where are we? Okay, add video clip. Here we go.
I remember kids always stand by the window.
Hallway, is that a good one? I've not shown Hallway yet, Zaxx.
Yeah, do Hallway.
The question is it as good as the now classic Daredevil hallway scene from the TV, from the streaming series?
No, but different. And that was stolen too.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah. What's the original source of that? Was it Old Boy? No.
Old Boy, and then Old Boy first, or the first time I saw it, and then of course Raid did another version of it too, which upped it even further, and then Daredevil did a fine version of it, but it's not like they invented it. You Americans, jeez.
Oh, Josh, you star. You subscribed. Thank you, darling.
Thanks, Josh.
About bloody time, mate.
Yeah,
no joking. Okay, guys, here we go. Here's the hallway scene. Thanks again, Zaxx, for sharing these. 3, 2, 1.
That's good form, isn't it?
Like how much fake blood they used in this movie.
He looks natural. Like he looks like someone who knows how to at least sort of clear a building. We love you anyway, Josh. Thank you.
I will always love you, Josh. You know that. He knows how to flatter me, Zaxx. He likes my British accent, I think. That's what it is.
I like it too.
Andrew Ramirez, how you doing? Blood, death, destruction. There we go. That's pretty much sums up the movie. Yeah, you got it. You nailed it in one comment.
You know, it would be interesting to look at that, to watch just the action scenes strung together. Like I'm sure is out there on YouTube.
The kid, I don't know if you could you take it in just all, all together, as you say, with all the talking bits taken out, just pure action. I think I don't know. I don't think I'd take it, Zaxx, in my state today. No way.
So clip that later, guys, when he says, I don't know if I could take it like that size. Do that. Clip that out, Josh.
I'm from England. I'm very pure and innocent. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. No.
Okay, this is called Coke. This is a Coke scene. Is it
Ready?
safe to play?
Oh yeah.
Here we go. Jesus! Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, you did it. You went there.
Yeah. Look at the effects are fantastic in that scene where he caves the guy's face in. I love that.
They are all the way through, I think. You were saying you weren't a big fan of the Jigsaw's face, but I thought it was good. I liked it.
I don't remember having it bother me before, but this time it's maybe because it's in higher res that I'm watching it now. It just looked it happens now. Things don't always translate well to a bigger screen in your house and on a. I think it was maybe better on a film screen in a theater with the dark. Have a Coke and a hole. Yeah, why not? And the lighting is too bad. Shows even like Book of Boba Fett, which is a horrible show. Watching it in 4K is a mistake. It's even worse.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. It's horrible. Like you can really see the volume stuff. It's really bad. Don't recommend it. Vincent Reagan was in 300. Oh, I don't know who that is.
Stevenson, according to Jacob. I didn't know. Apparently they look like brothers, Ray Stevenson and Vincent Reagan. Okay, Andrew's saying, good to see you, Andrew. Punisher Warzone was pretty good. As a pure action movie, it's alright, but the side characters give the film some much-needed personality. Is there an unrated cut for Punisher Warzone? That's the question.
Good question. I don't know. But I like the comparison. If you think about that, and someone else has said that too, but it's almost as though Ray Stevenson's Punisher, his Frank Castle, is like a slasher movie villain. Like he is just like going forward, doesn't add a lot of personality to it, but he's inevitable. Gray is the male version of the morning news anchor who asked Dan Stevens if he beat off a lot of guys to get his role. Yeah, that's a fun clip.
Oh, I can't even see. Where's that comment at? I even missed it.
He was just trying to get a little bit. Yeah, got his face caved in.
I was trying to think, Zaxx, that scene, it reminds me of, I'm sure it's been in other movies as well, but someone getting punched, like, through the face. I've definitely seen that before. I don't know if it was before or after Warzone.
You know what? I would have seen it. I'm sure we've seen it in The Boys.
Oh,
right.
That's it. I'm probably thinking of that. Yeah, so it's after. Nice one. Yeah.
But compare that, where he literally punches the guy, caves his face in, which I like. It's good to see. Compare that to like Pattinson's Batman, who people love because he's dark and brooding, but he's tiny, and he'd have to hit that guy 5 or 6 times. Like Punisher, just once and you're done. And that's why I like the Batfleck better than I like Pattinson, is because he has the girth. He has the girth the role needs.
It's weird seeing Ben Affleck, like, when they've done reshoots, when they brought him back in different movies, you know, you see him, his size completely changes, Zaxx, doesn't it? Sometimes he's really thin, he's like really, you know, looks like he's, I don't know, he's been dieting for a while, shall we say. Is it before or after rehab? I'm not quite sure.
Probably during.
Poor Ben.
Yeah. He did. Yeah. I know he killed people, and Batman shouldn't kill people, and it's bad. But I like a Batman who can win a fight in one punch. That's what I like.
I'll tell you what, Zaxx, that scene in a really poor movie, the Batman vs Superman, what a shame they ruined that story, but that warehouse scene is really good when you see, you know, Batman just going for it. Mm-hmm. Really, really good.
Yeah, he killed people. Yeah, killing people's bad.
He did in Tim Burton's Batman Returns, not the first one, but the second one. Mm. You know, he's like blowing people up, setting them on fire, like you do, Batman.
You know, it's just about having, you know, the plausible deniability to go, well, I didn't know for sure they were going to die. Like, you know, I could reasonably presume, but, you know, he blew up the building. It's not my fault you're inside it.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Nene saying the problem with being big is mostly being agile and fast enough.
And I think in Pattinson's Batman, one of the scenes that bothers me amongst all of it is he's in there with all the cops and they're like looking down on him. I want a Batman who can walk through a room of cops and be looking down on them instead of like he's sticking his head up like, hey, can you see me? Like, no, that's not my Batman personally.
Shout out to Mrs. Wakizashi just coming through to get a cup of tea or
Yes.
something.
Shout out to Ralphie for sure, Nos.
I just got to mute myself for a sec, Zaxx. You can help me, can't you? I'm still
Yeah.
here. I'll highlight comments.
Okay, you. Oh, this is what happens. Like, it's like how do you see those movies on those sites that you're not supposed to go to, and you lure the girl into the van, and I feel like I'm the girl in the van, and Gray just keeps he's got me here, and now he disappears and comes back with probably a couple other guys. I'm guessing that's what's going to happen. So if you guys want to see that, stay tuned to the rest of the stream. Zaxx, you like UFC breakdown? Ralphie's grounded pound.
Ohio, says Nos. It's konnichiwa. It's afternoon. It's not morning, Nos. You can't say Ohio in the morning. Sorry, in the afternoon, what I'm talking about. Ohio gozaimasu. Zaxx, you like UFC? As you know, you just read this. Break down Ralphie's ground and pound.
It's mostly emotion, and I think he'd probably get the stoppage, but I don't think he did a lot of damage.
Is that a real character, by the way? Scut Farkas. I can never tell if Nos is being serious or not.
Yeah, he's the right. He's a ginger with the weird, like, is it a fox hat?
We didn't have it in the UK in Zaxx growing up. I never saw it until, recently on streaming. Christmas
Really?
Story. Yeah.
Oh. When did you watch it for the first time recently?
This the winter just gone, Christmas just gone.
And did you like it?
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah,
I think you have to be American to really get it, to really appreciate it fully. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Right.
Cancel Gray, by the way. Cancel Wakizashi for saying that.
Yeah, nay. He lured me here. That's all this is. I don't think Pattinson's 6'1" though. I think he's probably 5'10". It's Hollywood, so.
I thought he was tall. I wasn't quite sure. I thought he was pretty tall, but I think they gave him high heels.
They should have given him higher heels or hired shorter cops.
But I don't have a rim shot, sorry. Rim shot, yes, I said rim. There we go.
Or you could have borrowed Tom Cruise's Apple Crate.
Poor Tom. Well, speaking of that, though, Zaxx, I know we're all over the place, but
Yeah.
how good does the new Mission Impossible Part 1 look?
Oh, that's awesome.
It looks fantastic. I'm going to go to the theatre for that, defo. If it comes out in Japan before, like 20 years from now. Crazy.
Oh, he is 6'1". Well, he's 6'1" on IMDb, so I don't know if that's like wrestling where, it's. I mean, Andre the Giant was big, but he wasn't 7'7".
He does tower over Defoe. You're right, Nosferatu. Speaking of that, it's time for another clip. Not Punch a Warzone. A bit of lobster.
You're fond of me lobster, ain't you?
Drunken in a Virginia fence.
I seen it. You're fond of me lobster.
Is Defoe tall?
I don't think so. No, he's not.
All that matters is height. So. No, you don't have to be massive to be strong. Look at Bruce Lee. Yep, look at him. How's he doing? He's dead.
I can't remember his name. And he's talking about the TikTok guy who pretends to be a janitor and then just
Oh yeah, that guy
picks up a huge weight just with one hand. What's that all about, Zaxx? Is that real?
I don't know. Could be. I have no idea. It's supposed to be hard to tell. So I don't really watch a ton of them, but I've seen it.
I don't. It popped up on my Twitter feed for some reason. It was on there. I don't TikTok, by the way. I'm too old for that.
Good. Yeah, Bruce Lee's dead. Yeah, I'm just saying. Bruce Lee was a special athlete for sure, and amazing martial artist and all that stuff. But he would get owned in the UFC by guys like that, and anyone who's too big for him, he would have a hard time with, I think. That's why they have weight classes.
Zaxx, can you believe it? We're 1 hour 30 into the stream.
We're doing
There's
this.
15 people watching. I can't believe it. I know. Don't laugh at those numbers. That's good. Really good for me. I'm amazed.
I'm not laughing. I'm laughing at the comments. Bruce Lee is nothing on the gelatin mass of a man. Steven Seagal. Yeah. I mean, yeah, Bruce Lee was like, I don't know if some of the stuff Bruce Lee did would work on with people other than if you're not Bruce Lee. I think he was the kind of person that he could translate anything into kinetic energy. He was that good. And there are people who are special like that, like him. There's just not very many of them.
I used to be a huge fan. I went through, like I think a lot of people do, Zaxx, went through a big Bruce Lee phase. You know, I wanted to be Bruce Lee as a teenager. That's why I started karate, because there wasn't, didn't have kung fu in the town I was living in back then. So I was, yeah, a really, really big fan. I read one of his books. He wrote about, you know, was it the Jeet Kune Do? I don't even know how you pronounce that, but he wrote it like a philosophy as well as, you know, martial art. It was fascinating. But then you got like Tarantino in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, basically having a big dig at him, saying that he wasn't as, you know, it was all, what do you call it? Not all, but it was exaggerated how good he was, and a normal American stuntman could basically just, you know, knock him out. What do you think about that?
Yes, I think 100% that would happen, and especially the way they portrayed it. I think Tarantino did a good job. I don't know. Apparently, it's a true story, but the way they had the scene break down, this guy was a wrestler, and Bruce Lee did the same attack on him twice, and he's going to catch a leg and he's going to put him through a car because that's what wrestlers do, and people don't consider that to be like a martial art, but it absolutely is. And wrestlers are fucking badass, and they train and train and train. And so this guy had that much real wrestling behind him. Yeah, he could take down Bruce Lee. He was also 60 pounds heavier than him, probably. Bruce Lee's probably 135, 125, maybe. Oh, good night, Jacob.
Jacob, good night, mate. Take care. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. I hope you're good. Hope you have a great weekend. Yeah, Zaxx, you know, the classic, the famous scenes of his, supposedly, is it 1 Inch Punch, the Bruce Lee one, where he just seems to, he does move, but he's so fast you don't see him move. He seems to like shimmer. His hand shimmers, and I don't know if they were acting or not, the people he was doing it on, you know, just like flying back almost, knocked down, you know, not knocked out, but they are moved by this little, like, supposed 1 Inch Punch. Do you think that was a little bit staged, or would you say it's real?
I have no idea.
No,
I don't
me
know.
too.
It's hard to say. Yeah, it's hard to say. I want to believe it. I think it looks cool. I think, but we've never seen anyone else do it ever effectively, so I think that maybe means the technique is not that great.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Where are we? To be fair, Brad Pitt's character was a Green Beret, says Andrew Ramirez.
Get me a season. Yeah, of course. Yeah, so nay, yeah, 100%. He was a movie martial artist, and he was probably an excellent martial artist, but martial artists get destroyed in MMA now if you fight someone who has mixed 100%. Martial arts. It's still the basis of it, but they take the best of many and put them together, and they're not doing katas, and there's no forms. It's all what actually is effective. And yeah, it's sad, but yeah, he would get taken down pretty quickly, just like he did in that movie, and get pounded out probably, just like Dawn.
You've broken my dreams. My childhood dreams of becoming Bruce Lee.
But for the time, I mean, it looks really cool.
As you say, you know, he was wanted to be a movie star. It is stage, it's theatrical, it's meant to be. You know, he grew up with a theatrical background. I think his mother or his father were in the theatre. So, excuse me, losing my voice again. It's the coffee, it's not the cigarettes and karaoke. But yeah, you know, a lot of it you could say is stage, but I still think he was in incredible condition, and the whole mystery or controversy of how he died, supposedly allergic reaction to a painkiller. Come on.
Now it's allegedly that it was THC allergy or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. So Nos, yes, wrestling is a different level. 100%. I totally agree. Those guys they're monsters, and they train constantly, and they control their diet and their weight, and that's a sport that you train by. You can only train it by wrestling other people. You're not standing in rows throwing punches at the air. You're wrestling to wrestle. So those guys are a different breed.
Absolutely. Shout out to DJ Ronnie G. Ronnie!
Lawman was canceled after Seagal drove a tank into an elderly couple house and killed their dog. Okay.
Really?
I don't know. I guess so.
Okay. I tell you, Zaxx, I'm kind of coming to the end of my
Yeah.
stream, but there's 18 people here. What should we do? Do we keep going or do we wrap things up?
Take off our shirts?
Oh my god, I don't want to do that. I'll break the internet in a bad way, not in a good way.
No, in the best possible way, Gray. Lies. Bruce Lee died because the evil demon that haunted his family lineage found his Hollywood address. I mean, maybe. And then it went and found his kid. R.I.P. Brandon Lee. More Punisher clips. Andrew Ramirez wants more Punisher clips.
Okay. I thought, did I download the more, Zaxx? Let me have a quick check on Discord.
I think so.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've shown all 6. I've downloaded 6. I'm amazed StreamYard let me do it and he didn't freak out. And we didn't go roboty, did we? That was cool.
Nope.
Should we do one more time?
One more time.
One more time we have to, don't we? Where's the
Yep.
first one? Okay, this is in the order that I uploaded them. And thanks again for this, Zaxx. Can you take this? Ladies and gentlemen, warning out there, trigger warning. Expect lots of fake blood and ridiculous violence.
I'm calling this in. Put your hands behind your back.
Jesus Christ. I don't know what to say, Zaxx. It freaks me out probably because I'm hungover. Whew. Next one. Never get tired of that one. Never.
No. I enjoy how they're all standing in a small space like that, which is super handy for what he ended up having to do to them. That's good. But it's fun. Makes for good adventure, I guess. Adventure, that's the wrong word.
I just thought I better space them out because if you do them all together, maybe, I'm not bothered about getting
Nope,
copyright,
you're right.
by the way, because I only make 5 cents from every video, so it's not like it's going to make a difference to
No.
switch off the monetization. No problem. Where are we? Next one. Zaxx, can I ask you, by the way, what did you think of his weird kind of Irish, Northern Irish accent? Was that put on? Was that real? Was it the character? Was it the actor? The guy with the dreads. He had a weird kind of,
Yeah.
Northern Ireland, really strong Northern Irish accent there. I wasn't sure about it.
Where did they film this? Do you know?
I had no idea.
Could have
No.
been local if they were filming it overseas or something like that. I don't think they would import an Irish guy with dreads. I think that you'd have to use him if you have, or maybe he's a famous parkour dude. Who would know? Are there famous parkour dudes? Nos?
Is it still a thing?
I don't.
Was it just
think
like
so.
2008?
I don't know.
Or the 2000s? Oh dear. Okay. Next one. Here we go. Again, thanks for these. These are awesome.
Yeah.
It's got to be the hallway. The hallway scene.
Thanks for not watching my show, Gray. You fuck.
You love me really, don't you?
Good times. Vengeance has a name. What a good. That's a good tagline for this.
Where is
It
it?
wasn't-
Where's that?
It was an hour. Vengeance has a name. Punisher. 5.9 it says on IMDb.
Okay.
I'm trying to see where it was filmed. But
Zombie's a big fan of Steven Seagal, it seems, doesn't he? Seagal's movies. I've not seen that many, to be honest, but
Under Siege
again,
was good.
it's a bit random. He's, I think he's married to a Japanese lady, isn't he? I've seen him on like Japanese TV over here, like just doing a talk show or whatever, So as far as I know, not if they are still together, but he he lived here for a while, or he still lives here. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Cigar.
I don't know if she's really Japanese or he just makes her pretend to be Japanese. I could see that too.
It's like me.
Yeah.
I'm Japanese, by the way, because I live in Japan. That's
You
how it
are.
works.
Yes, I can say I have a Japanese friend.
God, Zaxx, I'm downing cups and cups of water, and it's not working. I'm not feeling any better. My
No.
voice is getting worse. That's what you
Okay.
get for being the nice guy, Zaxx. There you go.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know. I can't find out where it was filmed. That's fine.
No more Mr. Nice Guy. We've got one more. We've got to do the coke scene because, oh God, I don't know if I can do
Yeah.
it, Zaxx. I can't watch. Close your eyes if you get easily offended at the end of this scene. Here we go. I couldn't do it, Zaxx. I couldn't watch. I'm such a pussy.
You know what? I would say that like as much as I like the action, there was no boobs in this movie, and I think that's probably costed a couple of points. I think if there was boobs in it, I think you take the boobs and you add that to the action, and you've got yourself at least a 7.5. But no, because it's got to be. It's probably you get a chick directing, and this is what you get.
Okay. So, there we go.
Yeah.
I can hear, Zaxx. I can hear, not boobs, unfortunately. I can hear a pint calling my name. It's quite far away at the moment. It's down by the sea in Kaike. I might have to go and see what the beer festival's like. Would you do it? Would you go for a second day running? Would you do a double dayer?
You have to. You have to. It's once a month, Gray. What are you gonna do? Wait.
I know, it's only once a month. Hair of the dog is supposed to be a myth, by the way. Hair of the dog that bit you is supposed to make you feel better. I don't think it works, but I'm going to try it out and I'll let you know. So, Zaxx, before we finish, let me shout out your channel, which I never watched, by the way, as you keep telling me. I'm so sorry.
Guy.
you
You're
wanker,
supposed
Gray.
to, you should pretend, Gray. At least fucking fake it, dude.
I'm always dropping comments like you on your videos.
I love you, Gray.
Sometimes.
You're at
Anyway,
work. You're at work.
what have you got coming up, baby?
What have I got coming up?
Yes.
Tomorrow night, Circle of Jerks, 11:30 Central. It's gonna be fun. We have no plans for that, so that's why it works. And then Flaccid's premature ejection, and then my show will be on again Wednesday at 9. And I have a couple of ideas. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet for sure, so I don't want to say, but it's going to be fun. And that's it. I think Copa is in the chat. He's working on a Sisu review, which I've got one of those up on my channel if you want to check it out. It's a fun movie. And
Guess what, Zaxx? No Japanese release date so far for Sisu. Typical.
Fuckers.
Really pisses me off sometimes.
There's always a boob bump. Yeah, Jana, it's the boob bump. Hey, Blair. And who else should we shout out on? Oh, well, Josh. Josh Poo has his Tuesday show. He hasn't asked me to come on yet, so maybe someday.
I never get asked on shows, Zaxx, anymore. I think it's because, working during the streaming times usually. So, yeah, it's a shame. But I will have some holidays coming up when is it? In July, end of July. I get about, hopefully, three weeks off work. How amazing is that?
That's awesome. I'm going to have you on for sure then. And I'm going to then get you on the channel, on the stream, and then I'm going to leave for a bit.
See what happens.
Yeah,
leave
I'll come
leave
back
Gray
later.
in control. Like,
Yeah.
take a note of how many were watching before you leave, and then how many are watching
Sure.
when you come back.
Yeah.
It will double. Nah. Where are we? Yeah. What have I got coming up? This is not big news, but I'm going to be hopefully on the Thinking Critical Comics Aficionados review stream later on my time tonight, which is 10 a.m. tomorrow morning Eastern. 10 a.m. Eastern.
What? Sorry.
I know you're not listening, don't worry. I'm not listening.
No.
And apart from that, I don't have a plan. The plan is there is no plan as usual, Zaxx. I'm hoping to do some more comic book reviews, but I was too busy getting drunk, at beer festivals, instead of working on YouTube like I should be. Oh, what an idiot.
No, have the drinks. You should just take your camera. I want to see great drinking. I want to see you drinking with your Japanese friends who can't handle alcohol.
It's true. Some can, but some can't. I tell you what, some of the ladies can really handle it. Snack bar mamas, baby. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, no one would be watching Zaxx. It'd be like, what time would it be? It'd be some ridiculous time in the States, so no one would watch.
There's Copa's link in the chat, and I gotta get Josh link in the chat here too before we sign off. Popped by culture. Oh boy, Josh.
Did I hear my name? Says Josh. Yes, you did.
Did.
Thanks, Zaxx. I'm sorry I've been kind of lazy trying to hold it together, but I've not been sharing links, but I will have, of course, your link in the description after this is finished.
Oh, that's all good. You did hear your name, Josh.
Thanks, Zombie. That'd be awesome. I'd love to be on sometime. That'd be cool. Again, it just depends on the time difference, isn't it? It's crazy here, but holidays are coming. Holidays coming soon. That's Copa's channel, and yeah, Popped by Culture. I reckon Josh has got like many more subs than me already, and I haven't checked, but
He's
hugely popular, isn't he, Josh? He must have thousands of subs by now.
He's gonna beat all of us off, Gray.
Oh, you first or me?
Me first.
Okay, that's it. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I love you all. I can't believe you tuned in for this, and thanks to Zaxx for saving the stream, because it was going to end up being a completely, wacky zashy waffle random nonsense stream. Before I finish, Zaxx, I want to drop a clip. It's going to be a random one. Should I go Ninja, Akira, or With Nail and I? That's the question.
With Nail and I.
That's all I have. Okay, let's drop one that I haven't dropped for a while. The one in the pub. Here we go.
2 large gins, 2 pints of cider, ice in the cider.
If my father was loaded, I'd ask him for some money.
Your father's my father, you wouldn't get it.
Yeah, that's
Chin chin.
Chin chin, Zaxx.
Chin chin. Can I say that?
It means penis in Japanese.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Then I can say it.
That's your Japanese lesson for today, ladies and gentlemen out there. Be careful when you say chin chin, because it's kind of like a child's word for it, because the actual word is chinko. I'm not making this up.
Good night, Josh.
Good night, everybody. Okay, let's drop the closers, Zaxx. Hang around the studio for a few minutes before we go, because I want to see you with your shirt off.
Nice.
Here we go. Where are we?